Okay. Play it again.
We don't even know where Judaism came from.
What? You don't know that? Jordan, let me refresh your memory.
To fill these two empty vortexes, according to Thoth, two extraterrestrial races stepped in. Not one, but two completely different races. The first race were the Hebrews, coming from our future.
Jews are from space and the future.
Thoth says that they came from off-planet, but we don't know where exactly.
Oh, that's what you meant. Well, yeah, space is a pretty big place.
You know, we can say that, well, it was, Moses and then Noah and the Ark and all of that.
No, Jordan, that's the story, not the origin of it. Moses never existed, at least not as described. He was probably a combination of several characters, but anyway, we know that he cannot have existed as described because the Exodus never happened. There's no record of Hebrews being enslaved in Egypt, not in that kind of numbers. And also the trip they took from Egypt back to Israel, that took them 40 years with God leading the way. In other words, they certainly didn't get lost. Dude, that trip takes 2 weeks. It's just a story. And the same is true for Noah. The flood is just a story.
But then, why is it that when you go and look at the Sumerian tablets, written before Noah and the Ark was written, you read the story of the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is actually an almost identical description of Noah's Ark?
Well, at least it contains a very similar story.
And so we even find out that Judaism itself was built upon pre-existing religions.
I guess that means the Gilgamesh epic must be from space too.
I believe the way in which we evolve as a species, and beyond the limitations of the past, is to come to understand our history so fully that there is no doubt in our mind what the big picture is.
So essentially, don't watch Spirit Science, where you will be told that Egyptians were 60 foot tall and that Martians ruled the world, that Atlantis was real, and that Jews are from space.
We are a species of about 9 billion people.
Jumping the gun there, aren't we?
A little bit less than.
Yeah, I'd say that. As of January 2017, we are 7.5 billion.
We're actually pretty close to the top of the list for the most populated species on the planet.
Oh, hell no.
Aside from, of course, bacteria, krill, and we're pretty far behind the ants.
Yeah, and there are about 10,000 known species of ants, and there are about 1 million ants per human, so on average that means 100 ants per species per human. Now, granted, all those species don't exist in the same number, but yeah, I'd say we're outnumbered by thousands of species of ants alone. We're also outnumbered by several species of termites, several species of fish. Domestic chickens outnumber us by more than 2 to 1, much to my surprise, and also, much to my surprise, rats don't outnumber us. Almost, but not quite, at least not according to the estimates I could find.
As it relates to mammals, we are without a doubt the most populated mammal on the planet. If every single one of us was to put our heads and hearts together towards the unifying and understanding of each other, we would probably become so awesome so fast that we would blink out of existence.
Why would being awesome make you blink out of existence?
Also, the age of Aquarius is about 150 years away.
Oh, really? I thought you said...
The 2012 date marks the completion of this world age cycle.
Care to explain why you changed your mind? I mean, if I don't know that, how can I know that this new date is any more reliable than the last one? If you don't explain why you changed your mind, why should anyone care about anything you have to say?
The best known and largest strand of neo-paganism today is called Wicca. It was this group who, after the Dark Ages, took back the title of witch from being associated with evil, and began practicing it as a form of reverence with God and nature.
No, Jordan, Wicca didn't exist until the early 20th century. It's an invented tradition. It's a continuation of the witch cult hypothesis from the 19th century, according to which people who were executed for witchcraft back in the Dark Ages weren't actually devil worshippers, but simply practicing a non-Christian tradition that had been passed along secretly from generation to generation since who knows when. This hypothesis is without basis in fact, and the academic consensus among historians studying the witch trials is that the victims were not members of any non-Christian cults, satanic or otherwise.
In 1950, L. Ron Hubbard, often called LRH, wrote a book called Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. The book became very popular in a short amount of time in the early self-help movement, but quickly lost its steam as a fad, and the Dianetics Foundation went into bankruptcy. Hubbard then recharacterized the subject as a religion.
What?
Members are required to make donations accordingly for study courses and auditing as they move up what they call the bridge to total freedom. Hubbard is reported to have said in the 1940s that he would like to start a religion in order to make money, and skeptics allege that Scientology is not a real religion.
What the hell?
Throughout the 1970s, it was beset with allegations of criminality in more than one country, and in 1978, Hubbard was facing so many criminal charges that he went into hiding in California.
Are you f***ing serious?
The church is known for having an overly aggressive and sometimes even violent attitude towards critics, citing their claim of fair game from Hubbard's policies in the 60s, which describes that they never defend, they always attack.
What just happened here? You described Scientology and included information about the religion from critics of the religion. You gave a nuanced description. You applied critical thinking. You seem to have done actual, honest research. What's next? Donald Trump becoming president? Oh, wait. Well, I'm done with our faith now. I gotta admit, I didn't really want to address this, but I got a lot of requests for it, so, well, there you go. I know I skipped several religions, but I can't really do what Jordan does and talk about things that I have no knowledge of. That would be dishonest, Jordan. Still, like I said, I got a lot of requests, and I do not want to pass up an opportunity to make a Space Jew joke.